Hey, it's Drybear. And oh boy, oh giggles, we've got a roadmap for Arc Raiders just posted online. So this is going to go over the next 2 months, what's ongoing right now. We'll talk a little bit about that, as well as November updates and December updates, when the expeditions are coming, when you can reset, and all of that. So let's dive in. First things first is the ongoing. So they just want to kind of separate this from the roadmap to help illustrate the fact that this is something that they're always working on. So they mentioned new map conditions. They already have a couple as it stands right now, but they want to add more, and we'll see that in a second for December because they're doing a snowfall map condition. But like rain and darker areas and things like that, like time of day can have a huge impact over how resistant you are to the same maps over and over. And a lot of games do this. They'll utilize time of day by changing weather or lighting or dusk, dawn, afternoon, having snow, rain, clouds, overcast, things like that. It can change the perspective on maps and make them look prettier. And also it's just a way for the environment artists to show off their different materials and things like that, which is pretty cool. So new map conditions, new feats and trials. So they want more trials for leaderboards and things like that, but also new feats that you can do too. New cosmetics, and I know we covered this yesterday. Some people feel like the cosmetics are too expensive. Some people feel like they're just right. Some people feel like they don't care because they're optional anyways and they have no gameplay leanings, so get them or don't get them, I don't really care. So let me know where you guys are at on that. They're just going to keep adding new cosmetics, and we'll have to see if they end up changing their pricing scheme based on feedback, or if they just say, hey, deal with it, we don't really care all that much. Then quality of life and more, and the and more is worth it here, considering today they just put out a hotfix. So let's briefly glance over what's in the hotfix so you know almost all of it, like 95% of it is all bug fixes. So fix an issue where the augment effects didn't work, fix an issue where the robotic proximity voice wasn't working properly or wasn't sounding properly, fix an issue that was causing crashes. This is going to be an ongoing thing. Crashes is always something you target, and usually they should also say that, fixed a potential issue or a potential cause, because usually you can't ever really get rid of crashing on a game like this. Temporarily disabled virtual tracking for codex trackers to ensure all objective types unlock correctly. There was I guess there still is an issue where if you track your codex progress, it can be a blocker for other unlocks. So probably until they announce it, I would not track any codex items until further notice. I'll probably have this fixed next week. Fixed a bug where the augment effect wouldn't work when equipping another quick use item. I didn't even know that was happening. Incorrect drop chances for keys. Primary proximity VoIP UI always showing while speaking. Fix some graphical errors in epic settings on the highest buckets. Memory leak. Change charge progress hint for integrated and shield repair. So when you're doing integrated shield repair, it'll show you the charge progress on that as well, which is kind of nice. Fix the bug with health regen, train tracks getting stuck, Steam avatars, geometry on the Blue Gate map. Blue Gate map is gorgeous and stunning and beautiful, but boy, is it really, it does have its issues with some of the terrain and overlaps, like gaps in the floor you can see underneath the level and things like that. So hopefully they keep working on that in general. Then they've got material on some interior floors, improved lighting, images, trial screen bug, and then the store no longer scrolling. So all those are currently in game right now. That hotfix is out, a lot of bug fixes, but let's get into the actual, what's coming in November and December. So for November, we have the new map Stella Montis. Now they mentioned this briefly and talked about it a little bit, that you could play around with it, but this one is coming in November, which today being Halloween, it is November basically already by the end of the day, right? So like this, going forward, we got November. So in the next couple weeks, we'll be seeing Stella Montis show up. And what's cool is you can already see it on the map, and it's got its image here. So this one is the tubes leading to this location are heavily trapped, but disarming is already being planned. No one knows what awaits there, though the cantinas around Toledo are abuzz with rumors and speculation. So could be mostly undergrounds, like tunnels, a lot of lights, and maybe we'll get some new interactions with arcs here as well. A community unlock event. So they've actually done this before, and a lot of games do this in general. Helldivers with their kind of like orders and things like that. This is basically just going to be like a goal, and it's probably going to be something turn-in related, though it could be like extraction related or arc related, but it's probably going to be materials. Since it is an extraction shooter, they probably want you to turn in materials to be able to use those for the event, and they'll probably have some special rewards or things that we get when the community commits to those. They'll also be adding the matriarch and the shredder, and there's still actually more arc that are being worked on right now, and there's also some arc which I knew were in the server slam or the tech test, but I haven't seen them in the live version of the game. I haven't run into a Baron, and I haven't run into a King either. So I don't know if those are in. Drop in the comments down below if you've run into either of those, or if there's another arc that wasn't in the previous versions that you found. All the ones that were in server slam I have found again, and I also, again, I haven't seen 2 of the ones or 3 of the ones that we had before. So maybe those are still waiting to come to that. But we're getting Matriarch and Shredder, and we'll just have to see what these arcs are. You can kind of guess if we have, you know, we have the Bastion, we have the Queen. The Matriarch is probably somewhere in there since they have this kind of royal schedule, you know, like Baron, Duke, Queen, King, things like that. If they have Matriarch, you would think that Matriarch is probably lower than Queen, so maybe something between a Bastion size and a Queen size for that. And then Shredder, there's so many different ways you can do this. This might be a small rat that is anthropomorphic and stands on 2 legs and trains turtles that fight crime using, you know, different martial arts forms while sitting inside of the sewers, or this could just be a giant chainsaw, buzzsaw kind of thing. I guess we'll have to see. New gameplay items, so new weapons and things like that, and then new quests as well. There's actually not that many quests in the game right now, so having new quests being added in November is really cool. So all these items are coming in November. Alongside that, they say, and apologies for the flashbang, they're going to do expansion of the Rust Belt, so Stella Montis is arriving in November. Community events, they go on further to say, special themed community events in November and December, so probably 2 different ones, or maybe one that overlaps between the 2, but this verbiage makes me think that it's going to be 2 different ones. New arc machines, introducing new arc machines that will challenge your adaptability and tactical planning, and we might even see some balance changes. I feel like the Leaper used to be kind of non-threatening, but with the new targeting system they've added over the last month or 2, as well as the shock range on it, I think they could probably also end up buffing some of the bots or nerfing some of them as well, just to make them feel a little bit more intense, so don't count your lucky stars just yet. Fresh utility items and weapons. Expand your arsenal with weapons, gadgets designed to take on the toughest arc or rival raiders. So more, we've already seen how powerful utility items can be. A well-placed smoke grenade or a good lure grenade or a showstopper in the right spot can really change the course of a battle. Barricading a door right when you know, at a crucial choke point. There's so many cool items, and then adding more of them could even do more there. Plus new weapons and gadgets, and we'll have to see once, you know, people start getting good stockpiles of what they have and what they want to use. There's always going to be more value, more items to get, more things to do, right? New quests. As a raider, your time in the Rust Belt is not just about survival, it's also about rediscovering what was lost, and also bug fixes, balance tweaks, quality features, and more. All of that coming in November and December. Then when it comes to December, we have the new Stowfall map condition, which I have already shown off once, which there's been a couple leaks and speculations on that, but this is the official trailer that they showed. You can see that there is a snow condition. It's all snowy enough to cause particulates to be up in the air, right? So fog and dense, you know, snow material up in the air as well. It's going to mess with visibility, sight lines, and things like that, and hopefully might even mess with the arc robots too. But you can see the snow is kind of collecting on the debris and the environment art all over the place, and potentially even might make different sounds and footsteps when you're walking around, as they do have support for that already with their different, you know, biomes and stuff as well, especially when you go to like the Buried City and you see all the sand being blown up and the windstorms and banners and flags and cloth draping in the wind. All of that just feels like it's super immersive and cool. And you guys in the official trailer as well, some of these that might be very reminiscent of Stella Montis once we actually get it. Which, to be honest, one of like my favorite spots so far. I don't know why it just kind of jives with me, but being in the apartment buildings on Buried City with all the wind blowing and just looking down over the vistas, it's so creepy and cool because it's all hollowed out. You don't know if there's going to be arc robots or other players and stuff, so it just kind of jives with me on that front. Then they have a Flickering Flames event, which I haven't seen anything super official on what this event is going to be. This possibly could be very similar to the November unlock event that we have, but they have this one specifically called Flickering Flames, and maybe this is just some cool map condition that causes people to play in a different way. Maybe it's cold with the snowfall and you have to go gather around flames to not freeze to death, and that causes people and robots to gather together, which might be kind of a cool change of pace. Then they have the Expedition Departure window. So if you're wondering when the first reset will be, it sounds like it's going to be in December. So don't worry about resetting just yet. Keep farming, keep growing, keep getting more and more and more. And then in December, you likely will have the chance to do your first expedition reset. And probably within the next month, maybe it starts activating for you to be able to do your turn in for materials there as well. Then we have a new Raider deck in December too. Now, one thing to note about the Raider deck, which is the battle pass in Arc Raiders, the current Raider deck is free. So make sure you go into the main menu, go to the Raider deck in the store, and buy it for 0 Raider tokens, because it's now 0. The first one is free, and you'll get, as long as you finish it, you'll get 500 Raider tokens out of it. So the first one's free. Get your free 500 Raider tokens. Just complete the Raider deck and get to the end to unlock all of those as well. You will need to do the quests, then use the creds that you get from the quests in order to unlock it, and then all the way to the end. And you do have to spend the creds to unlock the Raider token return. So if you don't care about the cosmetics, just make sure you're getting the Raider tokens for free out of the battle pass. It'll be super worth it. And I'm guessing that this new Raider deck in December is going to be specifically a paid Raider deck. They said that not everyone's going to be free. In fact, most of them probably won't be. I imagine they were probably looking at 1,000 Raider tokens, somewhere between 800 to 1,000 Raider tokens. That's pretty industry standard, is around $10. And then you get about, 300 to 500, like $3 to $5 back on that battle pass. But we'll have to see how they react to that. And then obviously new quests as well coming in December too. So that is it. A new map, Stella Montis, coming in the next couple weeks. We've got new events, new arcs coming online, new weapons and items and consumables, new quests, a new battle pass, expeditions being unlocked in December, and then Flickering Flames event, new weather conditions and stuff like that, which honestly is already a lot, considering that the core game has so much exploration to do. Once you start getting your basic materials and you're able to craft and run with whatever loadout you like, then you start realizing to get to level 3, and then, for scrappy and stuff like that, to go all the way up to like level 4, level 5, you start needing some serious materials. Like right now I'm working on my Refinery 3, and in order to finish the Refinery 3, I need 6 Bombardier cores. So now I gotta go hunt 6 Bombardiers, take them down, and then extract with those cores in order to finish that out. So you got so much to do, things to explore, and experiences to have while you're running around in Arc Raiders. But let me know what you think about this roadmap, what your expectations are for the game going forward, if you feel like this is a lot of content, or if this is content light. I imagine some people might have that perspective of, this isn't enough, it's not all that interesting. And let me know where your head is at with the game overall in the comments down below. If you found value in today's video, leave a like down below, leave a comment for the algorithm to help this video get seen by more people, and don't forget to check out my other channels for other content and other stuff and other things.